Ninjas. Hyde Park, the best hood in Upland.
Hyde Park,
Got it locked from La Brea to Venice Ave.
Hyde Park,
So come round here with respect, or you might get a shuriken to your neck, or a roundhouse kick to the face. The ninjas don't play. Stacking the upex from all the treasure we're hunting. Dragons keep the properties coming. Newcomers get help and they love it. Giveaways all the time and we love it. UFC and NFL where we rumble. Race track in the hood got constructed. Hyde Park is stunning. If you don't agree, then you can go. The best hood in Upland. Yeah.
Hyde Park,
Got it locked from La Brea to Venice Ave.
Hyde Park,
So come round here with respect, or you might get a shuriken to your neck, or a roundhouse kick to the face. The ninjas don't play.
Good morning, everyone. Happy Tuesday. Welcome back to the Hyde Park Ninjas podcast. So, KO, how you doing this morning?
Doing fantastic this morning. Ready to talk some boxing with Tyson and Jake Paul and all that fun new news hitting everybody's feed. So I think that's gonna be interesting to talk about for sure.
Yeah, definitely. So it's going to be exciting. Man, how's the weather out your way? It's freezing here. We're back down into the 30s.
Whew, yeah, pretty chilly. It's gonna be in the 70s like tomorrow. If anybody lives in Tennessee, you're used to the I mean, it could be winter one day, summer the next, and yeah, it's pretty wild.
Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, I think we're going to be up in the 70s today, but it was cold overnight and my AC decided to act up. So, or not my AC, my heat, my heat anyways. So it was like cold. I woke up and it was like 64. I was like, oh man, thought I was back in Buffalo. Crazy. So, well, I'm excited about this topic. Man, this brings back memories of my childhood or teenage years, anyways. Watching Tyson. Tyson, is about 5 years older than me, so he's kind of getting up there in age for fighting. So I'm not sure what to think about this fight. I'm a huge Tyson fan. I think he's, in my opinion, was the best boxer that I saw in my time. I didn't get to watch a ton of Cassius Clay back in the day. I know my dad watched a lot of him and said he was just a phenomenal boxer. But I kind of grew up with Tyson, and that guy has got punching power like no one else, man. If there's one person in the world, I know I've said this before on other streams that we've done, just related to fighting in general. That is one guy I would not want to be hit by. He is strong. And I got to tell you, man, it doesn't matter if it's left or right. If you get hit, oh my God. I don't even know if he's a righty or a lefty. He was so strong both sides. I mean, you watch the body shots that this guy threw was insane. It's like getting hit by a car.
Watching him fighting and it's the use of his legs. He gets down so low and then it can explode into some punches. His hooks, his uppercuts, and just that's what I've that's what I noticed when I watch him fight. He's generating power from the ground. Just driving through the legs. It's not. Um, yeah, he just generates incredible power. So it's that, and even there's some training videos going on with him training right now. He's 57 years old now. He'll be 58 years old at the time of the fight. In July 20th is the date that it's set for. So yeah, it's quite a spectacle to watch him even just punch a bag, which you know usually isn't too crazy of a thing, but people tend to just stop and watch whatever, um, whether it's a video or in person, but
Yeah, he's
definitely
got
brings a lot of attention.
the footwork too. His footwork is so good and so quick, and he's not a small guy by any means. He's like
Right.
5 foot 10, 5'11", somewhere in there. I've seen different things out there, but he was under the 6 foot mark, and a lot of the guys that he fought in that heavyweight division, these guys were huge, 6'3", 6'4". There were some monsters. I feel like there was a guy way back in the day, and I can't remember the guy's name. He was like 6'8", maybe. Guy was a monster, and
Mm,
I can't for the life of me remember the guy's name, but they said he was going to be the guy to beat Tyson. And that I think the fight did go 9 or possibly 10 rounds, and Tyson ended that fight with the TKO. Wasn't a complete knockout, but the guy was done. So it
wow.
was really interesting. But there's so many. It's hard. I'd love to do a reel on like Tyson's best fights. It would be a long list because he's had so many great fights. It was crazy. I don't. Did you ever get to see Tyson fight? I know you're a little bit younger than me, so you probably never got to see any of the
Yeah,
live fights.
I was bringing up his fight history. Let me see. Let me pull it up real here. Well, shoot. Hang on.
Good morning, Blue Rain. We
I
got
thought I
Blue
had
Rain in the house. Who else is out there? Laban, Caesar.
Dopest Cruise in the house.
Oh yeah, Dopest. Thanks for joining us.
Aha. There we go. Yeah, they were saying his last pro fight was in
2005, I think, right?
2005.
I believe so.
Yeah,
Now he
and
did an
I definitely
exhibition, didn't he?
he did an exhibition match a few years ago, in 2020 actually. Um, but I honestly I was 15 at the time of his last fight. I wasn't into boxing like I was now, or in my fighting career. So no, I didn't really get to. I wish I would have known you know, the importance of watching that back then because I had the opportunity to. I just didn't.
Yeah.
But no, so I didn't get to watch him a whole lot, honestly. And I just watch the highlights now, and of course I love watching his older bouts. Um, and entertaining guy as well.
Yeah. Man, when he
But
got in that
but
ring, he
no,
was down to business.
I mean, going back all the way to 1985,
Yeah.
looks like his first on record pro fight, um, March 6th, 1985. All the way through 2005. So it's 20 years of boxing. That's just incredible, to be
Yeah.
honest. Um,
Well, I think he was
Absolutely
like,
crazy.
was he 20? I think he was about 20 years old when he won the title, somewhere in there, 1920. I can't remember. That had to be back in what, 86? I'm thinking he won the title. I remember he fought against, I think it was Burbick. He fought for the title, and that had to be in 86, 87, somewhere in there.
Yeah,
It was in the fall because I think it was snowing that day. I do remember there being snow on the ground when that fight, there was snow on the ground where I grew up, anyways, when that fight was going on. So it had to be like November, December, I'm guessing. And I think
yeah.
Burbick, didn't he beat? I believe he beat Ali, and that
I'm not sure on
was,
that one.
I think it was Ali, and that was kind of when Ali was down. He already had Parkinson's, so he was kind of on his wind down. And then I don't think he held the title too long. I don't know if Tyson was his first fight, maybe, and then lost that title pretty quick.
Let's
Can't
see.
I can't remember the timeline. Do you have it up on the screen there?
Yeah, I got his fight record up.
Oh, nice.
He had 58 bouts, 215 rounds, 88% KOs. That's just crazy.
Yeah, his KO percentage was insane.
Um, let's see, 44, was it 50 wins with 44 KOs, 6 losses with 5 KOs. Math isn't adding up there with 58.
Hmm.
Unless I'm reading that wrong. But anyway, yeah, that's just incredible. His last bout with Kevin McBride. Got Lennox Lewis in there in 2002.
Hmm.
Of course, the Holyfield the infamous Holyfield fights in '97 and '96.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
those were crazy.
I was just a kid then. The good old ear bite
Yeah,
in the second fight there.
yeah, that's when things took a turn for the worst.
Could you imagine being at that fight?
Oh my
You
God.
know, and seeing that and having everybody freak out. It was just a crazy moment in time.
Yeah, for sure. I think things kind of went downhill when who was it? Don King. I never was a big fan of Don King. Don't like that guy.
Yeah. Um, Caesar says at least people are talking about Tyson again and drinking Tyson energy drinks.
I didn't even know he had an
um,
energy drink.
I didn't know either actually. um, yeah. So, what is your overall opinion on this fight coming up on July 20th against Jake Paul? What are your thoughts?
Man, I don't know what to think. Paul has actually turned out to be, I guess, a decent boxer. The guy does work hard. He trains hard. I know. Um, I think he's doing some pretty good things for the fighters. Especially in the aspect of getting fighters paid. Giving some of the money back to the guys that are putting in the work and putting their bodies on the line. I Man, even Tyson at 57, I could not see stepping in the ring with that guy. I mean, just one shot. Now it's interesting because the rule set. I've seen different things. I've seen like crazy speculations on what the rule set's going to be, and so I'm not really positive the exact rules. But it looks like they're going to fight with 18-ounce gloves, which are, man, those are heavier than, those are like pillows. That's like pillow fight championship gloves. I mean, those, I think typically what training gloves are, what, 14 ounces? So that's 4 ounces more. So, and then I think they're wearing headgear as well. So does that make it like an amateur bout, basically?
Yeah, so it will be ruled either an exhibition or amateur bout if that's the case. I did some digging this morning and um, yeah, let's see, July 20th. Some people really don't like these rules. I see it both ways going into this. 18-ounce gloves, headgear. I don't see Tyson wearing headgear. Um,
I I
I
wouldn't think so, right?
it'd probably just go against. I just could see him fighting that, but that'll be interesting to see if that happens. Yeah, some people are really calling this, a joke with I think they just need to call it if it's an exhibition match, just call it an exhibition.
Yeah,
You
I
know,
agree.
um,
Don't sugarcoat
you
it.
know, yeah. Basically, some people are saying, well, we're paying to watch these guys spar, right?
Right. And it's an expensive ticket. Did you happen to see the prices? I happened to look them up.
I did not.
So the prices range if you get like a cheap seat. I'm guessing it's like you might be suspended from the dome in Dallas there. 300 bucks. And then the good seats, the really good ones, I mean, they could be like 6 grand. So anywhere
Wow.
from 300 to $6,000. I mean, for an exhibition, I'm never paying that. There's no way. And I would love to. I've never seen Tyson fight in person. I've seen a lot of his fights, probably majority of them, but I
Yeah.
would never pay that amount of money to go and watch, especially for an exhibition. There's no way.
Yeah, interesting. Netflix is actually getting into this. They're actually going to be the ones streaming it. So it's kind of their. I don't know if they've done any live sporting events yet. So this kind of might be their debut into getting into streaming live sporting events,
I think this
which
is their
is
first one. I did hear Dana White speak the other day, and he said he's really surprised that Netflix hasn't done this sooner with all
yeah.
the
Actually,
living rooms that Netflix is in. I mean, it's a huge market.
got Dana White article pulled up here, and I hate all
Oh, tons of ads, huh?
these articles just filled up with ads. Let's see. Yeah, you can kind of tell Dana was being pretty political with his response. I don't think he's on board for, he says he gets mad because he's good friends with Tyson, according to
Hmm.
Dana. And he says he gets mad when I do this. He goes, but Mike's 60, man. He's like, you know, there's a 31
Yeah,
year age difference in between the two fighters. Jake Paul's only 27 years old, so the age difference is more is higher than that of Jake Paul's age
yeah.
alone. Which
He's almost
is
as
which
old as Jake and Logan put together.
yeah, if not, yeah, I think
Pretty
you're right.
close.
Um, and so I don't know. I am torn on it. You put 31 years difference. I don't care who you are. That is a massive difference. Even for a great like Tyson, I truly believe. I mean, even I hope I am pushing for Tyson. But man, it's hard to ignore 31 years difference.
That's a big difference. I mean, yeah, just the stamina and everything else. I mean, Tyson looks great. For his age, he looks great, but that's a huge age difference.
Now, if I heard correctly, who did he do that exhibition match back in 2020 with?
I'm
Um,
not positive. I actually never saw that one.
uh, I didn't either. I think they were charging a ton for the pay-per-view, and um, let me see if I can find who that was. But if I'm not mistaken, he had to lose 100 pounds to get down to 220.
Tyson did,
Uh,
or the other
back in
guy?
20, no, Tyson back in 2020.
A
Um,
100 pounds.
hmm
Tyson was
Yeah,
weighing 320.
yeah, that if I'm not mistaken, that's what I was in my digging this morning. That's what I saw. He had put on a ton of weight, and
Holy
lost
cow!
it in the training camp, getting ready for Roy Jones Jr. How did
Oh,
how did
oh,
I
it was
miss
Roy
that
Jones. That's right.
in 2020? I was so busy during that time. It was a stressful year, 2020 for everyone, and I'm not remembering this. I need to go back on YouTube and look this up, and watch this. Um, the fight was held without spectators because of COVID-19. Wow.
That makes sense. Yeah, that was kind of a crazy time.
Yeah, interesting. Um, I have to go back and watch that. But yeah, I heard that he had to lose a ton of weight to get ready for that. So people were speculating, is he having to do that again? I don't think so, because I've seen him more recently on podcasts and stuff, and he still looks decent. Definitely didn't look 320.
Yeah,
Um, so probably had to lose a few, I'm sure, but uh, and
there's
it's getting hard.
crazy speculations on the rule set for the fight too. I kind of looked up and read on it a lot last night, and I heard some speculations that it was going to be some kind of crazy tag team match. Did you hear anything on that? I couldn't find it anywhere, but it was something where it was going to be Tyson against Logan Paul and Jake Paul. They were wearing headgear, 18-ounce gloves, and they could tag in at any time they wanted. So it was going to be like a tag team match.
You told me that, and I went and I dug and dug and dug, and I could not find where that. I could not find that.
I couldn't
Um,
find it anywhere, and I looked because one of my students had told me that last night when I was leaving from classes, and I couldn't find it
yeah,
anywhere.
yeah, I could not find it. Doesn't mean it's not true, but that might be released later. But yeah, so far I know it's just Jake Paul, to my
Yeah,
knowledge. But there's another article here, four pros and the article I think actually has two pros and two cons of the upcoming fight. Um, let's see. It's good to, greed is good. The pro, they're just saying, they're making money. I cannot blame them. I really can't. But sometimes I just think it's a little bit of just a cash grab.
yeah.
Um, and so yeah. I mean, they're definitely gonna make money. Um, kudos to them. You know, it'd be hard not to take advantage of those opportunities.
Yeah, it's a big
Um,
payday.
it is pro all in on nostalgia. Yeah, you're gonna bring in people that normally aren't gonna watch Jake Paul. You're bringing in another. audience, to come in and watch Mike Tyson, people that grew up watching him and big fans of him. So I think that the nostalgia definitely is going to rope some people into to watching this. Um, con oxygen starved real boxers. So the question all along with Jake Paul has been, is he a real boxer? I think there's no doubt he's got skill. I think like you said, he's working hard. He's um what he's building some credibility. I will give him that. He's just doing it in a non-traditional way.
Yeah.
Which is fine. The coolest thing about the world now, I wanted to be a professional golfer when I was younger. Um, and I decided to, change routes and or to kind of stick on my martial arts path, which I'm 1,000% happy with. And but man, you can make a living off of just about any. You don't have to be the best golfer in the world. You don't even have to be a pro. If you're good at making content, if you're good at I mean, there's a golfer that I follow. He's a comedian. He's like a comedy golfer. He's good at golf, not a pro or not like on the tour or anything, but man, he's making millions of dollars off of social media and YouTube, just doing funny golf videos. And I mean, so the world is different nowadays. You don't, there's so many ways to make money, and there's so many ways to make a living, even not being the best at something, just being a good content creator. And that's what Logan and Jake Paul have done. And now they're putting some skill behind it. Um,
Hmm.
and they're ruffling feathers, that's for sure, doing it this way. And they're using their reach and their audience as leverage to get into these positions. Um, and I don't blame them. I don't blame them. They're making a good living, making a lot of money. But it definitely is ruffling some feathers.
Yeah, hopefully to bring, the one good thing is it is bringing some awareness to boxing, I guess. And I feel like, for a long, long time, I actually stopped watching boxing. And granted, I was really busy and I was competing and, building my own career. And, you know, I just feel like it lost a lot of the luster that it had for a lot of years. And maybe this can bring some of it back. I almost felt like boxing got like so corrupt for a while.
Well, there's that, and MMA took over, in the 90s,
Hmm.
um, and probably more so kind of early 2000s,
Yeah.
um, and just made it, a lot tougher for the boxers because MMA kind of took the spotlight.
Yeah, without a doubt.
Um, no proof Paul is legit. I wouldn't say no proof. He definitely has had a couple good wins. I I don't like the angle of going in against these older retired MMA fighters. Um, yes, it's great marketing. It's a great way to get your name out there, but for building your resume, um, I don't know. He has fought some good legit opponents. Um, but going it's just really interesting. I'm kind of with Dana White on this one, just kind of tough with that 31 age difference. And then just call it an exhibition, don't call it a fight.
Right.
Do it for the fans, and um but we'll see. People are saying for Jake Paul to fight some of the top boxers and see if he can hang with them. And he, you can't go there right away. So I mean, he is getting experience in the ring. I have a student of mine doing a kickboxing match here in a few weeks, and you know that ring time is so important.
Oh, yeah.
And you know, you've got to get. You can be an amazing fighter, but if you haven't stepped in that ring before, um, you can be amazing like in your academy, right, on the mat. But when you put all that pressure, all those people watching, you're in the cage. That's you have to learn how to handle those emotions, and that's what we've been trying to get him to do is just get ring time, and that's what Jake Paul's doing. He's getting ring time. He's getting ring time against legit people.
And a big
Some of them,
audience.
and the big audience. And maybe he's working his way towards those more skilled boxers. I don't know.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see how that unfolds over the years. Is he legit? Is he not?
Yeah,
Because
is it the
like you said,
phase?
he's fought all guys my age pretty much. I mean, I never even would have watched him ever if it wasn't that he fought Nate Diaz. That was the only reason I watched that fight, is because I do like Nate. I think he's a good fighter, good guy.
Yeah. Yeah, so I definitely think it's a bit of a cash grab. That I mean, uh, but can you blame him? I don't.
Yeah.
um, I think it should be called an exhibition.
Do an
Um,
exhibition, give half the pot to some great cause,
see,
and
there you go.
make it worthwhile. I don't know. That's just where my head's at with it. I guess looking at it from an older perspective, do a little bit of good with it, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I'll jump off here. Uh, is it gonna? It's gonna be entertaining. It's gonna be, interesting to watch. If it's exuberant amount to stream, I probably will watch the replay
Yeah.
later. Um, and but yeah, like you said, it brings just good. I like that thumbnail today. uh,
This
you
is
know,
what I'm thinking you're going to see after you get hit by this guy. I mean, I just could not imagine getting hit by him. I really couldn't. The amount
I
of
don't.
power that he throws is just insane.
I think of oh, I forget what Rocky movie it was, but Rocky was getting older, and his trainer's like, we're not going for volume in this fight. We're going for damage. And I kind of think that's what Tyson's going to go into this. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, he can't throw the volume that he did when in his 20s and 30s. You're gonna so when he lands a punch, he's going to make it count. I wonder if I wonder in these kind of matches if is Tyson gonna are they gonna go 100%? If Tyson
You got to
connects,
think not, right? I mean,
man, he's gonna knock him out. Did they have a conversation beforehand saying, "Hey, let's not knock each other out. Let's just put on a good show." Are they having those kind of conversations, um, or are they gonna go out there and try to kill each other?
yeah.
And I kind of hope that's what happens. I want to see who comes out on top. I want to see two guys go in there and stand toe to toe and go.
I mean, they're wearing 18-ounce gloves. I mean, I still wouldn't want to get hit with Tyson, even with an 18-ounce glove. But um,
No, the only reason I train with 18 ounces is like just for conditioning and
yeah,
get the weight on it burns the shoulders and but yeah, so they're actually fighting an 18-ounce glove. That's crazy. I mean, usually it's 8 or 10
yeah,
for boxing.
yeah,
It's
standard.
4 ounces for MMA. Um, and those 4-ounce gloves, that padding, it's not here. It's a lot of it is up on top. Like you're getting hit with the knuckles, um, and that hurts. And even those 8-ounce gloves, boxing,
Yeah,
um, those sting. There's a little bit of padding in there, but shoo, that hurts. But like you said, you got those big pillows at 16, 18 ounces, and um,
I
it,
don't think I've ever even trained with 18-ounce gloves. We used to train with, I think, 10, I think 10 to 12, somewhere in that
u-
range. Can't
usually
remember. It's been so long.
16s is what I just train with. But yeah, I think it's gonna be fun. I think it's good for martial arts in general, as long as everyone puts on a good show and is respectful. And I don't mind a little bit of trash talking here and there, as long as it doesn't cross certain lines. And
Yeah.
uh, you know, and then always respect after. I love to see the respect after a fight. I respect anyone that goes out and competes. Whether and taekwondo and fighting, boxing, jujitsu. To put yourself out on the line in front of people,
Takes a lot of
that
courage.
takes guts. So um, and there's some people I don't care for. I still have respect for them. Getting into the ring and doing that. So um, yeah, after it's over, it's just gonna be interesting to see it. Was it just a sparring match, or were they actually trying to go? That's what I'm curious about.
We'll find out in October, right? October, or no, July. It's actually
Uh,
July 20th.
July 20th.
Huh.
Yep. So here in a few months. Yep.
That'd be interesting.
That it will. Any other thoughts on Tyson, Jake Paul?
I don't think I have anything else, man. Just I'm going to watch the fight. So, do you know,
Yeah.
is it going to be pay-per-view on Netflix or is it just going to run on Netflix?
I almost undoubtedly it's going to be pay-per-view.
I would imagine.
They're not going to miss that opportunity uh, to get some cash. But no, maybe we'll get a few people together and split the cost or something like that. And it I just have a hard time dropping 90. Like now the UFC fights are like $90 a pop, and
It's getting expensive. It really is.
it's just like, man, and I want to watch them all, and you total that up over the year, and it's like, oh my gosh, I'm spending a couple $1,000s over on just watching fights.
I don't know how many times I've ordered the fights. You pay for it and order it, and then it's so late at night, I fall asleep. And I'm like, man, you got to go back and watch it the next day.
Yeah, if we were on the West Coast, it'd be so much easier. Being over
Yeah.
here on the East Coast, the fights don't end at 1 a.m. Um, phew, yeah, it's a late night.
Yeah, for sure.
Yep.
Well, it'd be interesting to say the least. So we'll, watch over the next couple days and see, if they bring out any like official rules. And because I have heard a lot of crazy stuff out there. I think the tag team thing was the craziest thing I heard. I was like, man, this is like WWF wrestling, in the 80s. It's
If they
crazy.
add, if that's true, and they add that, I would just
If they had tag team, I'm not watching it. I just am
that's it.
not. I can't do it.
That it's going too far,
Yeah,
way too far. Make it an exhibition match, 18 ounce headgear. Okay, we'll see him spar. But yeah, you start adding tag team and this and that, and it's like, okay, that's a
yeah,
little too far. Well, cool. We'll keep you guys updated on that. Interesting for sure. And in July, we'll probably do some kind of recap over that for sure.
yeah. Anything else going on in the Hyde Park world?
Hyde Park World, all kinds of stuff in the Hyde Park World.
I know I was going to see if I could find it. We did have a sneak peek we put out on Sunday Fun Day. Let's see, where is it? Uh,
The team is working hard. We're coming up with all kinds of stuff.
that's right.
Excited to release some stuff this year. Trying our absolute best to get something released by Genesis Week in June in Vegas. Uh, that's that's going to be tight, but we definitely see I think some reasonable goals of launching some stuff in the fall and winter of this year.
Here's a little sneak peek we put out on, I think it was Sunday Fun Day that we got from the team.
We're working on our comic book, um, kind of setting the storyline of some martial artists, and we're one of our goals is to with MMA being so popular, and I love MMA. I fought mixed martial arts for 14 years, and I absolutely love the art. But one of our passions is traditional martial arts, and that's what we kind of want to bring to the Hyde Park project is bringing in the traditionalism, the discipline, the respect, the focus, everything that martial arts does, um, and kind of keeping that traditional uh, aspect to it. So definitely excited to launch uh, some characters and storylines that will get people excited.
Yeah, it's definitely been exciting watching the project come alive. So
Nice.
next year is going to be a lot of fun. So, well, I think that's
Absolutely.
going to wrap it up for Tyson and Paul. So it's definitely going to get a lot of eyes on it, and it's going to be interesting to see it all roll out. So I won't be taking the trip to Dallas for it, I know, but probably maybe watch it on Netflix, like you said. Maybe we'll get together and watch it together, do some play testing, tie it into a cool event with our team. So that'd be a good idea.
There we go. It's a
So.
great idea.
All right, I think we're going to wrap it up there for today for our Tuesday stream. So let us know in the comments what you think of this fight and who do you think's going to win. if you hear any other crazy rule sets, drop them in the chat, and we'll look into it and chat back next week about it.
Awesome, guys. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll catch you later.